What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the InnerCityGeeks podcast. It's Steve here, and this is episode 266. Why would I say 263? Whatever.
we're going we're,
266.
we're going backwards.
Yeah, we're going reverse in time. Um, and joining me today, I got Brian.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Chillin'. How you doing, man? How's it been? What's going on?
It's going. It's been very, very tiring.
Of course,
With
of course.
everything.
Yeah.
Uh, but this week I'm wearing my AEW hoodie.
Yeah.
Um,
You gotta rep,
so
dude. You gotta rep it hard, dude.
gotta rip it hard. Uh, it's so funny how many people I've now converted into AEW fans.
Good. Just like I converted you. We're like
Yeah,
fucking like Jehovah's Witnesses going door to door and shit.
we're like the cult of AEW.
Yeah.
We're
The
like
cult of wrestling.
right. We're like
The cult of
one.
the bumps.
Yes. Like actually like it's so funny. Like one of my childhood friends lives in Orlando,
Okay.
and he texted me last night. He's like, "Yo," he's like, "Fuck WWE." He's like, "They killed the Demon Finn Balor," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, you're talking about that like stupid finish with like the broken rope shit?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." I was like,
Yeah.
"Bro, just AEW. That's where it's at." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Basically.
I've been meaning to watch them or something like
Dude, he
that."
can
It's
he
like,
can go to the tapings of Dark over there
yeah,
because they tape them. They tape them now in Orlando.
right. Um, so it's so funny. I'm like, yes. Um, so,
Hold on a second. My mic's being retarded right now.
okay. Oh, so you're having the issue I had last week,
Yeah.
where like it fell off the table.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So,
Hold on, because these cats fucking got up here.
yeah,
Hold on. I'm gonna mute myself while you talk.
okay. We sound so professional. Um, so yeah, so like I was saying, so like I converted my friend into an AEW fan, and you're right. He could totally go watch Dark. Um, so aside from converting people into watching professional wrestling from that amateur shit show known as the WWE, uh, I have been kind of doing everything and watching everything and prepping for this week. So I currently have AEW Rampage set to record. So after I watch this, I'm gonna watch the upcoming because I am hooked. I'm a as you know you guys know by now I'm a fucking huge fan of AEW. And last week's Grand Slam was just really well done. And the fact that we got 5 hours of pay per view caliber professional wrestling for the price that I paid of like $40 for like the 300 section, it's totally worth it. Um, so I'm like I'm totally gonna watch Rampage after this show is done for the week. Aside from that, been apartment hunting, as you guys
Nice.
have heard me bitch and moan about how I'm tired of living in this spot.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That'll definitely do it for you. Like you got to
yeah,
find a place to live. You can't just
yeah. I mean, it's a temporary. This was always a temporary thing.
right.
So there's that. Still doing the job hunt grind, which is always exhausting.
Oh yeah.
Um,
It's
yeah,
definitely super exhausting. You don't want you want a job, but you don't want to fucking just keep searching with no avail.
and, and it's so funny. It's like I'm at that medium where like I'm searching on Indeed, and like I'm either overqualified
Or
or
underqualified.
underqualified. Like
Yeah.
if I'm overqualified, it's making like $10 less than I was making before
Mm-hmm.
when I was working, and
Yep.
then if I'm being underqualified, it's like oh college, knowledge of this, knowledge of that,
Yep.
all like shit that I didn't want.
Yeah.
Um, so aside from that, been watching a lot of TV.
Nice.
Yeah,
TV is good.
TV
TV
is
is
good,
TV is your friend.
and the
At
enemy
least
is
that's what our parents told us back
right.
in the day.
And
Yeah.
then you watch a bunch of shit, and you're like, oh shit, it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
So I've been watching a bunch of like Adam Savage tested and like his 1 day builds. He because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he built the rifle for Mandalorian.
I know.
And
I saw you
I
sent me
like
it.
yeah, it was dope. It was like an hour and a half. It was like the length of a movie of him just
Yeah,
building this, and
absolutely.
it's just him self directing himself doing stuff.
Hmm.
Especially because of the pandemic, you know, like obviously you're not gonna have well before when this was filmed, you weren't gonna have like somebody in the room with you without
Yeah,
the shit show of testing and everything.
yeah.
Um, and so uh, there was that, but then there was the episode after, which was another hour where it's him painting the thing,
Oh, that's
getting
pretty
it all
badass.
proper paint color, and it came out really good because it was like partially 3D printed material and part metal. And
Oh,
yeah, and then I watched one earlier where it was him doing the pistol from Mando.
nice.
Yeah,
So
because
he's just going all out doing all the
all
Mando
out.
stuff.
And
Fucking
then
idiot.
there was one that I watched some of, but it was like 25 minutes of just straight montage or like audio, but it was him building a Chewbacca's blaster
Ooh, I like that one.
because he was like, so this was last October.
Okay.
So it was last October 30th because he's like, I need to get my bowcaster all set up because you know I'm gonna be walking around as Chewbacca on Halloween tomorrow.
Oh, that's badass, dude.
So there was that. I watched him build, and I'm gonna use quotes, fail the Luke Skywalker Jedi lightsaber because it wasn't exactly how he built it in '94
Of course not.
when he worked for ILM, which I didn't know he
Right, of
worked for
course.
ILM.
Yeah.
Or at least I forgot that he did. But
He's done a lot of shit that a lot of people
he's done
don't
a lot of
really know
shit.
about. Yeah.
There was one episode where he visits the late Grant Imahara's office, which I'm still sad about
Oh,
that.
nice. Yeah.
But he and his partner worked day and night on barely any sleep to build a fully animatronic Grogu,
Nice.
lifelike, life size,
That's badass,
um,
dude.
and like when you let it, you know how like computers go to sleep if you leave it be.
Yeah.
So like they had built it where, um, so basically Adam had put a baby Bjorn carrier on,
Mm-hmm.
and so and it's so funny. The girl's like, I don't know how to put this on. I he's like I do. He's like I had children.
Yeah. I've had babies. Plenty of babies.
So they put the child in the carrier, and when they don't pay attention to it for a while, it starts to drift off to sleep almost exactly like it does in
Nice.
the show.
Like a real baby.
Oh, like a real baby, exactly.
Yeah.
Just not my babies. My babies like to stay wide awake.
Yeah. For now.
Especially Charlotte, who she actually went down pretty good tonight. She
It's good.
because she didn't nap at all in the day, and
See,
so we went up.
once you
Yeah.
get to that point, like right now, they're at that age that they will start to fall asleep because
Yeah.
they're at that age that they're just curious about anything, especially when they're walking around and stuff like that.
Oh
They're
yeah.
at that
Like
super curious age, so they'll want to walk around, they want to see everything, they want to experience everything because it's everything's a new thing to them.
oh yeah, yeah, and like for example, this past week, like I want to say it was Tuesday, uh, my wife had made a texture board.
My wife,
My wife
I've done
made
that
a
in a
texture
while.
board. Yeah, we haven't. We haven't done that since like Alex was on the show.
Yeah, word.
Um,
RP
so like,
Alex. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's not dead. He's not dead. He's still around. I actually spoke to him earlier.
so uh, this is gonna be like the InnerCityGeeks episode 266, the Alex Wrestler tribute show.
Yeah,
We're just
that
gonna have
would actually be
montages.
pretty fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, you. Now we know a future episode for April Fools.
This is a tribute. Yeah.
Uh, so so yeah, so she made this texture board with like marble and like scratch material and felt and all different feels, and like
Right.
they flock to it. Like
Of course.
so like they bounce on their knees and they like run to it, and it's adorable.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Um, so aside from that, yeah. So like I said, I was watching the Adam Savage stuff, and then fast forward to yesterday, so September 30th. Um, I I watched 9 straight hours, pretty much, of Squid Game.
It's quite fucking amazing.
It's fucking amazing. So I went into it before I saw like reviews of it. I went into
Mhm.
it on like Netflix, just thinking it was one of those like the Korean,
The
the
weird ass
Korean.
Korean movies.
Yeah, or no, not even a movie. The Korean, like the games, like the live action game
Right.
shows
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
have, which are a lot of fun to
Oh,
watch.
that's right. I forgot about. I completely forget about those. Like they're so
uh,
amazing, but I forget about them all the time.
oh
Because I
yeah,
used to watch them all the time. And then they got a whole bunch of other shows like mimicking those now.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, but um, so I went in thinking it was that, but then I was like, wait, thriller?
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of game show's a thriller?
Yeah.
Let me see what this is about, and I put it on, and it took a minute to get into the first episode because, of course, it's like anything, you have to get introduced into the characters and the feel of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, okay, so like, so the main character is down in his luck and
Yeah.
gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, so how does he get involved with this game show? Because like Netflix shows like the trailer.
Uh huh.
And so when he's like, how much do we win? And I didn't even watch the full trailer. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that's how I really started. I'm like, oh, this is a thing. Let me. But then, like, yeah, episode 1, you watch and you see how, like, it's just things are going terrible for
Yeah. Like I'm gonna say like the first 30 minutes of the episode,
at
you're
least.
literally starting to feel bad for the dude. You're like, fuck,
Yeah,
God,
like,
jeez. Like he
like,
has no winning in the beginning of the episode.
right. Like, there's that one moment. I'm not going to spoil it for people, but there's that one moment where he's like, yes, and then back to the black cloud of bad luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I like. It was one of those shows where like you got to know what's next. You got to know what's next. You got to know what's next. And I
Mm-hmm.
really got to say that like for like Asian American shows, um, this was probably some of the best English dubbing I've ever seen.
Yeah. It
It
is
was
actually
really
some really, really good dubbing so far. Like I'm not all the way into the series. I'm like about season 2, episode 2 right now. Oh, about to be
okay.
episode 3. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, the dubbing on it is actually really, really good.
Like,
Because of course a lot of shit that we watch, the dubbing is completely off.
yeah.
No matter
And I
what it
can't
is,
think.
whether it's anime or fucking,
Oh yeah.
anything.
Um. And so and so like I'm like getting really into the show, and I'm like, okay, what's next? What's next? And mostly every episode ends with that like, okay, I gotta know factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's how they suck you in to get it
Mm-hmm.
and really keep with it. And
Yeah.
so like I stopped at like episode. I want to say I stopped at episode 7, and then, or it might have been episode 6 toward like the end, because
Mm-hmm.
it got to the point where I had to help my wife put the kids to bed.
Right.
And so like, um, they went to bed, and then we had dinner, and then she went to bed, and then I was tired, but I'm like, no, I got to do this, and so like, I watched the remaining like 2.5 episodes. Like I even had to rewind part of the episode, the one I had stopped on, because the kids were getting cranky and restless, and it was hard to hear.
You got to do
Um,
dad things.
exactly. I had to do dad things. And so like I rewound to a specific part, close enough to where I was at. And I just watched and I watched and I watched and watched it end. It was like, it had to have been like almost 2 a.m, but I'm like, oh, like, holy shit.
Yep.
Like this show, like, it's definitely going to get a season 2 with the rate that it became number 1 on Netflix, not just in the US, like not
all
just the
over the
UX and
world.
Korea, but like
Mm-hmm.
I think they said like 22 countries.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's fucking insane.
so that's like
It's very, very,
midnight.
very much similar to how Netflix did with Money Heist. Money Heist is a
Okay.
fantastic fucking show.
It's a foreign show, right? It's Spanish.
It's from Spanish. It's from Spanish. It's from Spain or whatever, and it's fucking really good.
Is it dubbing or is it just subtitles?
It's dubbed as well.
Okay, cool.
It's dubbed and with subtitles and everything, and the dubbing on it is actually really good too.
All right,
It's a really, really, really good show.
It like the trailer looked good.
Yeah, Money Heist is one of the most it's one of the best heist things ever made, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes
there's a lot of shit in there that's like, oh, shit is good.
So yeah, like basically a lot of Netflix's like hidden gem content are like subtitled and dubbed. Like, I didn't finish it, but there's a movie on there called Kidnapped, and like I only watched like the first like 20 minutes of the movie, but then I got caught up in other shit, and like,
of course,
it was
you can only do but so much time on something.
Yeah, and it's like, it was so well done in just that 20 minutes. It's just these two guys setting up the room, making it soundproof. Then it's them kidnapping the girl, throwing her into the soundproof van, throwing her into the soundproof room, stripping her down of her clothes and her possessions, putting her in like just like sweatpants or whatever.
Okay.
Like, at least they made her comfortable. Sorry,
You're gonna be here for a while. You gotta be here for a while.
That quote's gonna get me canceled.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So like, they like chain her up and whatever, and then
because that's comfortable. That's comfort at its best, right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Chains bring comfort to everyone.
So sorry, I'm beat from.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. You're not the only one.
So yeah. So then like I had to stop it because it was like, I had just other shit to do, whatever. So I'll get back into it eventually.
You have pressing things to do.
Yeah, like being a dad.
Yeah.
Not number one job.
Number one. Yeah.
So aside from that, I'm pretty positive I spoke last week about Midnight Mass.
Yes, you did speak about it for a second.
Yeah, that was a dope show.
Okay.
I feel like I'm missing out on things. Oh yeah, I'm caught up on Titans.
Nice. I gotta catch up on that.
So far, this season has been the greatest season of 3.
Okay.
Despite my feeling about what happened with Hawk.
Well, that was super fucking sad, dude.
It was.
That was a very sad moment in the entire show, because like he was one of my favorite characters in the first season, first 2 seasons.
Because he had such persona with such a tragic backstory.
Yeah.
Like, and how he overcame what had happened to him from like, from like school to like, what happened with his brother and shit. And then the Hawk and
Dove storyline was actually really good.
Oh, where they were hooked on heroin? Yeah.
Like they weren't your typical like superheroes. No, they originally started as fucking druggies. Like then they eventually started to get better and everything.
Yeah, like they went through some shit, and like I mean, I guess we could spoil season 2 because it happened a couple of years ago.
And yeah, and it is season
Yeah.
2, and we're in season 3 now. So like,
Yeah. So like,
come on,
basically,
go watch it.
yeah, like it's just such a sad, tragic story of how they met.
Yeah.
And how they fell in love and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I watched that. I'm caught up on Only Murders in the Building.
I'm still not caught up on that.
Oh man,
Yeah, I gotta catch up on that.
Tuesday's episode was by far the greatest episode yet.
Okay.
Because just the way, I'm not gonna say why, 'cause you'll have to see that on your own.
Okay.
But just the way it was filmed.
Okay.
The cinematography on this one episode is like so mind-blowing on how well this was.
Very cool. Very cool.
Like, shit happens that, like, because we're at the midpoint of the season.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, shit happens the way it happens, and it still tells the story, and you're gonna be like, holy shit.
That's good. That's good storytelling right there, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah. Another thing I'm caught up on, I finally watched Tenet.
Okay.
I need
still
to
haven't
watch
watched that yet.
It's one of those, it's gonna take a couple of different watches to really catch everything.
Okay.
So traditional non
Traditional, yeah.
non Batman Chris Nolan films.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Inception's been out for like 10 years, and I'm still finding shit I missed.
Yeah.
You know,
There's a lot of shit there.
And that's one of my favorite films. Like, not just Chris Nolan, like one of my favorite films.
It's a good one.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then another thing I finally watched, because I finally found the file, was Free Guy.
Okay.
It was dumb fun.
Dumb fun is good.
Yeah, dumb fun. Like, there were times you're going, like, what the fuck am I watching? Because it's just this weird ass. I mean, you've seen the trailer. They shoved it down our throats for a year.
Yeah, for like a year and a half, we got the same fucking trailer.
Well,
like, oh, look at this.
Well, I mean, obviously it was supposed to come out in 2020, and then 2020 happened.
Yeah, but it's also what it is with that movie is that, like, it's very much like a human in a fucking video game. Like, what the VR experience should actually be like.
Yeah, like, the whole idea is that Ryan Reynolds plays Guy, who's he's a bank teller. He's an NPC.
Yeah.
So a non-playable character, for those that don't know what that is. And he's friends with another NPC played by Little Rel.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
great.
Little Rel just plays himself, basically.
In everything.
In everything. Shit, he played himself in Get Out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but still, his best work was that I've seen was in Vacation Friends.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Which that got a sequel greenlit, you know.
Nice.
It was like the most watched movie on Hulu.
Yeah. It's good.
It was fucking hysterical. So Free Guy, yeah, like a bunch of shit happens, and it's just dumb fun, like I said, but worth checking out.
Nothing wrong with dumb fun.
Like, I don't know when I'm gonna watch it again, but it's dumb fun. Oh yeah, and one more I watched. I finally got around to watching Jurassic Park: Fallen Kingdom.
Okay, that's the second one, right?
The second Chris Pratt one.
Okay, I think I watched it, but I don't remember it very much.
It wasn't
much like most of those the newer Jurassic Park movies.
It was kind of. It kind of felt like watching some parts of the Lost World with some parts of Jurassic Park 3.
Okay.
But that's the thing about the Jurassic Park franchise. I sort of have a love-hate relationship with both those movies.
Okay.
Because, like, obviously nothing's going to beat the first Jurassic Park.
That's
the golden goose right there with that movie.
That's the golden egg.
Like, you know, the Lost World wasn't supposed to be a thing. Like, Crichton had to write the book, and then they had to make the sequel. Like, it wasn't like, oh, we just need a movie. Like, yeah, the fans wanted it, but it had to be written first. and then I forget what happened with 3.
I think everybody forget what's happened with 3.
Yeah. Funny thing about 3, it's Jurassic Park 3. I saw in theaters,
Sorry to hear
and like I said, I like it.
that.
But the thing is, one of the first teaser trailers on that movie was the original Spider-Man with
Mm-hmm.
Toby,
Yeah.
where the scene was set up where jewelers rob rob a jewelry store, and next thing you know, they're caught and they're up and or they're in the helicopter and the helicopter's stuck, and you're like, what the hell's happening with this helicopter? And then they pan out and it's the towers. That's and then like a year later, unfortunate, and
Yeah.
but the trailer's still on YouTube.
Oh, of course.
Because
It's good.
no matter what you pull, it always comes back.
It's always there, no matter how you try to hide it. It's always going to be there.
Oh yeah. I think that wraps it up for me. I think I covered everything. I'm probably gonna blurt out some random title or something somewhere down the show, but yeah, I'm pretty much.
It is all good. It is all good. Yeah. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
As for me, I actually haven't been doing much. Thanks. It's been a lot of fucking work. That's it. A lot of fucking working. It's annoying, but I've watched a few things. Some of the things that made me super happy is and that's why it's the Wonder Years, the new Wonder Years.
I've been meaning to watch that.
It's actually pretty fucking good.
Because
it's a lot better than I expected it to be.
I know. It takes. What does it take place? Not in the same town as the original one.
It's the same time. So it takes place in the 60s. Around the civil rights movements and all that stuff. Right. And the first episode it's very dark in the fact that like it's the first episode is when Dr. Martin Luther King dies.
Okay.
Spoilers, whatever.
Spoilers to American history.
To history, yeah.
that you learn in like 5th grade.
Right, exactly. But yeah, that's one of the things that happens in the first episode, and being that in this whole this whole series or whatever, it is the Wonder Years. We get to see kind of what we got to see back in the day with Fred Savage and stuff, but from a Black perspective.
Right.
It's actually really good. It's something that like I am very, very excited and very, very happy that I got to see because it's actually a really good series.
Yeah.
From just the first episode that I watched, I was like, yes, this is really good. There's really good writing, very good story.
Yeah, like we're on the road today looking for the apartment, and like that was one of the billboards up, and Megan turns around, she's like, "Oh yeah, the Wonder Years. I wanted to watch that," and I'm like, "Yeah, like, I heard nothing but good things already."
Yeah, it's really, really good. At least the first episode. I haven't seen the second one.
That's something. Knowing what they were doing with this, like, for this, I'm okay with like a reboot.
Yeah, and the good thing about this is Fred Savage is also behind it as well.
Yeah, he's one of the producers.
Yes, he's one of the producers of the show. Also, like it has a pretty decent cast as well. Like Don Cheetos. Don Cheetos plays,
he's the narrator.
He's the narrator of the show. Just fucking great. Don Cheetos is the man.
Because what had happened is that Savage was on Kimmel like a week ago, or a couple of weeks ago, and he had come out and they were talking about the show, and immediately Jimmy Kimmel was like, "So, did you get back Daniel Stern as the narrator?" Like joking around, he's like, "No," he's like, "We actually got Don Cheadle," and the crowd went nuts because Don Cheadle is one of those actors where he's just like such a beautiful.
He's a cool dude. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, cool dude.
On top of being an awesome talent, he's also a really good, cool guy.
Yeah,
he's not an asshole like a lot of people in Hollywood.
I've heard about that. Which is rare.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, That's how like Michael Shannon was when he used to shop at the store that I
Mm-hmm.
worked in. I'm sure. Well, he probably still shops there, but I don't work there. That's what I mean.
Right. Yeah. He's not your
Coming
BFF anymore.
right. It's like I know. Uh, it's like you come in like you just like they come in, you chat with them, you don't
Yeah.
talk shop because it's you treat
Exactly.
them
You try to keep it, as normal as possible.
right. That's your like that's their job. That's like your job. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they're human. Like leave them be, let
Yeah.
them be.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like that. Yeah, I've heard that about Don Cheadle. But yeah, I mean, you got Dule Hill as like the lead, which I think is great because sure, it's like you think like, oh yeah, Gus from Psych. Yeah, he was the goofball, Burton Guster for 8 seasons and now 3 movies because the third one's coming out soon. But like, you forget like, what was his character? Charlie on The West Wing.
Okay. I
Um,
have never watched that one. I
I
actually
have
never watched West Wing.
I've seen
I
episodes.
don't think I've seen like bits and pieces of Psych as well.
Psych is great. I love that show. It got a little weird toward the final season, but like it was
Okay.
still it's still great. And then the Psych spin-off movies. Um, there was one that had Zachary Levi in it.
Okay.
That was the first movie, and then uh, 2019 was the second movie, and or did it come out early 2020? I don't remember, but Timothy Udmanson actually had a massive stroke prior to filming the first film, and he's only in it like for a half a minute. But like you can see, like his face was still half paralyzed. He was
Right.
recovering, and then he was, luckily he got better, and he filmed the second movie, and the second movie took place around his character getting shot, and so he was like in a coma and like laid out in a
Nice.
like a recovery room. So like when he was like walking with a cane, it was really him walking with a cane. Um, so like
They actually showed him in pain.
yeah, and it's nice to see the human side of Carlton Lasseter because he was like the robotic cop on the show, the
Okay.
robotic detective. Um, Brilliant character, but like to see like they did write the human side to him, but also like seeing like he was alive and able to do this because like he loves the fans, he
That's
loved
what's
the
up.
show. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Um,
I gotta give it a shot.
Watch Sight. I mean, the first episode, it's on Peacock, but the first episode, like I have like I think up until like season 6 on DVD, the box set.
Dang. Okay.
And then uh, the first season, the pilot, there was the U.S. version and then the international version, and the international version had like it was like a director's cut episode.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so watch the show, then watch the movies, and there's a lot of like special guest stars that you'll see. Like Ralph Macchio was in it for a couple episodes, and
Nice. Okay.
like just I'm blanking on names because I'm so.
That's fair. That's fair. It's all
But
good.
no, give it a
You don't
shot.
have to go through all of them. All right. That's fair. That's fair. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
But
What
yeah,
other thing that I did?
I definitely want to watch the Wonder Years to close that off.
Oh
But
yeah.
sure,
Oh yeah.
go.
Wonder Years is awesome. Go.
Yeah.
Go check out the Wonder Years. Another thing I watched. I mentioned it briefly last week or whatever. Or probably not briefly. Probably for a little while. Reservation Dogs. I finally saw the last couple episodes,
Nice.
and it is a fantastic fucking show. Like it's one
Yeah,
of
I
those
read.
shows that like what you would see on the FX similar shows are it has like the very similar feel. Like it's a comedy, but it's not always just a comedy.
Right.
There are a few episodes that are really deep, like real deep. It gives you the feels like um and it makes you think, and it's like yo, it's one of those shows that shows a lot of human personality in it, from what you would expect in a TV show. Because TV
Nice.
shows are
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have this person doing this this and that, and then you're just like, okay, whatever. But you actually become invested in each character, and it's really really good.
See, I like shows like that.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
like of
really good.
course of course I like different genres. I like your thriller. I like your suspense. I like your drama. I
Hmm.
like your comedy and your action. But like when a comedy show goes dark with like a dramatic take,
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
you're a really good writer when you could do that and it pans out
Hmm.
perfectly.
Yeah. Like the one episode that like really stands out a lot is the seventh episode of the season. There's only
Okay.
like 8 or 9 episodes in it. But in the seventh episode, it basically follows one of the girls that's in the show.
Okay.
And basically goes through her whole story of like, a couple weeks or whatever. Because on the show, one of the main things that is it like the main story that is within the show is that basically like one of their friends died or whatever
Okay.
a year previous or whatever, and they're basically they're doing things for him in a way, like they're doing all the things for whatever they want to do because they want to move. So they're like, oh yeah, because he wanted to move to LA. So they're like, oh yeah, we're all gonna around the money. We're gonna do a bunch of shit around town, so we can all get money and get the fuck out too.
Okay.
And one of the things that happened is that he actually committed suicide.
Okay.
And on the show, they show him hanging in their hangout.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Um, and it's fucking weird. It's super sad because you see the girl, she catches him,
Oh shit.
she sees him like when when he committed suicide, when he killed himself, she sees him
That.
hanging there, and it's just super fucking sad, dude. And the funny shit is that like in the same episode,
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just a
yeah,
natural reaction.
it's okay, it's okay. But within the episode is also the episode that she's she's going on her road test,
Okay.
and her road test instructor is Bill Burr.
Okay. I I heard he makes an appearance on the show, so there we go. Okay.
Yes, and it's so good. It's such a good dichotomy of characters and stories. They're just like, wow, that's good fucking writing right there.
I yeah, I think that's the next thing we watch because I know like Megan's been talking about it for a bit. So
Yeah, and like I said, it's a really good show. Each episode, of course, is half an hour. But it's really funny. Like there's a lot of good
nice.
fun moments in the show, and it's a lot of shit in it that she's just like, damn. Like that, it makes you wonder, like, yo, do these people on these reservations actually live this way?
Right.
And no, honestly, it pretty much is because we don't really see what it's really like, and this is coming from a native's, a native's
Yeah.
perspective. So it's good to see that, and it's very exciting. It's a really good watch. So definitely go
Yeah.
check out Reservation Dogs on FX and now on Hulu now too. So
Okay. Good.
yeah.
I know we also need to catch up on what we do in the shadows because I know
Yes, I need to catch up on that. I've only seen like the first 3 episodes so far of the season.
okay. I see, we haven't watched any of the third season yet.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's also like it's sometimes better to just let them build
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
That's
like
perfectly fine.
like because if like for example like we're so hooked on murders in the building that like the way it ends you're like oh and you're like that's it and like I have to
Yeah,
wait
I
till fucking Tuesday.
know why. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to wait a week.
But
You know
that's how we're spoiled right now at the moment. We're spoiled because
we're because we're used to a world of Netflix where a season
yeah,
drops and it's just
yeah,
there. You know,
yeah. Well, it's not like it was back in the day. We had to wait a week every single fucking week
right?
for anything new.
Like shit. I mean, even like for me in more of my adulthood. It was like the third season of Arrow, because like a friend of mine had told me about the series, and I'm like, and he's like, it's so fucking good. I mean, obviously, like the first like 5 seasons of that show was dope,
Yeah,
but like I remember with Arrow, like I watched like some of the first season. It was kind of slow. I'm like, okay,
it
maybe.
was a lot of
I
slow the
paused
first
it.
season.
Yeah, but then like I gave it a shot and I just like fought through it and binged. And then like season 2 was up and I'm like, okay, cool. I watched all that. And then yeah, like season 3, I'm like, that's it. Like
You're
I gotta wait for
invested in it.
fucking
It's after season 3, you're invested.
yeah. And so like the fact that we have to wait a week for shows now is bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Which is, but in all honesty, like I'd much rather have it on a weekly basis because
Yeah,
then I know, okay, I have time to watch something else at the same time. So I can't just be like, oh yeah, I have to dedicate my time to like 8 hours of one thing when I still
yeah.
have a bunch of other shit to do.
It's like no, I get it. I get it. It's like also for the fact being that you watch a full season of say Daredevil, right?
Yeah,
And then like the next season's not out till next year.
yeah, or the next year and a half.
Yeah, or like yeah, in this case with the pandemic, it's like Stranger Things.
Right.
Stranger Things 3 dropped in 2019
Mm-hmm.
and we were waiting for season 3. I'm sorry, for season 4.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with that ending like it did Hopper live, you know? You know, like and the whole like, get the American, not that one. And you're like, "What? Like that has to be Hopper," and all those theories. But yeah, it's like you watch a full season in like a course of like a couple of days, or in my case with Squid Game, I watched the thing in one straight,
In a
or
few
Midnight
hours, yeah.
Mass. Yeah, and Midnight Mass was 10 episodes, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched that in the course of like 2 days. So yeah, I guess it's better because like you watch a series week by week, or
Yeah.
you let them build. You like watch one, wait a few weeks, watch the other three,
Mm-hmm.
and then whatever your like
Yeah.
pattern is. And so yeah, it brings you closer to the premiere date.
Yeah. That's
I
that's
remember
that's that's what I like about it.
one of the main things I was so pissed about was when I still remember subscribing to Disney Plus. Uh,
you,
it was
you get teased with like 2 episodes in the first week, and you're like, "Fuck,
yeah,
I gotta wait
no
4 more weeks to
no
finish."
for me it was the Friday that Mando was gonna premiere the pilot
Mm-hmm.
episode, and like
Yeah.
I remember I um I remember getting I was in the city. Uh, Megan and I had gone to a doctor's appointment for the babies because it was like one of the first like pregnancy appointments.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then then I got some. I went to Hale and Hardy, got some soup. All right, because
Wow, I
might as
haven't
well.
heard that in a while.
You miss it, don't you?
Hail the Hardys.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, so I got some Hale and Hardy's, and I remember like bringing it was the orzo, the tomato basil orzo or whatever, and like I bring that home, heat it up, and like it was November, so it was soup weather, and like I put on Mando, and like I'm watching the first episode, just fucking hooked on it. Like, oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
like this is the best thing to happen to Star Wars
Yeah.
since like Jedi.
Yeah.
It's so like, um, yeah, I was like, wait, that's it? I gotta wait till next fucking Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, what do you mean I gotta wait like 10 weeks to see how this plays out?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Wait that long.
Or what is that? Eight episodes? I forget how many.
Something like that. Whatever.
But still, it's like you gotta wait like 2 months to like see how it plays
Yeah.
out. Like what? What do you mean I
Mm-hmm.
gotta wait? I don't
I gotta
wait.
wait that
Like I have
entire
fucking
time. That entire
I have
fucking
ne-
time.
I have Netflix. Like I watch it a season. It's like done. All right, bring
Mm-hmm.
on the next TV show.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
um,
But yeah, check out Reservation Dogs. It's a good fucking show.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really need to.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. Another thing that I watched, actually, like I just started watching this earlier today. Well, not earlier, well, literally earlier, because of course, it's past tense. I started watching *Malignant*. I'm not done with it yet, but it's fucking good. It's a
I'm gonna
really good
watch that.
horror movie. Um,
I'm gonna watch that after Rampage.
yeah. So if you know Stephen King stories, um,
Yeah.
there's a lot of similarities to a Stephen King book. So,
Okay.
um, just be aware of that. But it is dark. It is what you would want in a horror movie, and I like it. I like it a lot. I'm at the point that uh, the doctors are not the doctors, but the detectives are starting to figure out what's going on, and it's fucking good. It's fucking good. I was pretty much set within the first 13 minutes of the episode. I was like, "Yep, I like this."
Okay.
I messaged you. I was like, "Yo, this shit is
Yeah.
fucking good."
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna watch that after I watch Rampage.
Yeah, it's fucking good. Like it's really good. It's good horror. Of course, one of my favorite directors recently for horror shit, James Wan.
Right.
He
That is
he
James
pulled it
Wan.
out.
Okay.
He pulled it out. Especially because this also isn't like his property. He didn't write it. It's written by somebody else,
Okay.
and he did his thing with it so far. Like I'm pretty I'm invested in it, and like I want to see more. I
Didn't
want to
he?
see how this finishes out.
Didn't he do the original Saw movie?
Yes, he did. He did.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure I'm gonna like it because I mean, yes, I saw all of them, but I'm minus Spiral. But yeah, like
Spiral's actually pretty good.
yeah, I'll check that out too because
It's
I
different.
I got
It's different, but it's good.
I got I
Not
got the
great,
place to
but
my
it's good.
I got the place to myself tomorrow, so like I might just watch like horror shit.
Nice.
Yeah, like
Just in
I'm
time for Halloween.
right. Like I'm gonna definitely rewatch Halloween 2018 because I've only watched it once, and like
Okay,
it was when I first got the Fire Stick, and I was like learning how to like watch torrents on that,
of course.
and it was at night, so it's like okay,
Look, I'm scared.
hold me,
They're gonna find me. I don't have a VPN.
and so yeah, so like I'm probably gonna watch that because Halloween Kills drops on the 15th.
Yeah, in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Yeah. So check out *Malignant*. It from what I've seen so far. I'm enjoying the fuck out of it. I'm watching this with like a big smile on my face because that's how I am when I watch horror movies.
And the lights on. All the
No,
lights are on when you're watching this movie.
no. I don't. I actually like watching horror movies in the dark.
Do you
I'm a
have your
weirdo like
binky?
that.
Do you have your binky
Maybe, maybe,
and your comfort
possibly.
blanket?
Yeah,
Do
that's there.
do 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 we need to do we need to tuck you in?
No, no, I
Oh,
can tuck myself
do,
in, Brian.
we don't got to check all the rooms and under the bed.
No. My mattress is there. It's okay. Nothing goes underneath there.
Not even money.
No, not even money. No, I'm not that old school. Um,
Um, yeah. So
but it's
like
dope. It's dope.
yeah,
It's a good fucking flick.
I want to check it out.
Yeah, I am enjoying the fuck out of that. Um, Also, speaking of dope fucking flicks, I am a huge fan of The Sopranos. Huge fucking fan. I love The Sopranos. I've watched every single episode of the show a couple
I
times.
love I love every single moment of The Sopranos except for that last fucking 30 seconds of show.
Yeah. Um, we just got today came out the Many Saints of Newark, and
Basically, my I'm sorry, my version of The Sopranos ending.
Yeah, for those that aren't watching, he basically he took off the video. He turned off the
Yeah.
video,
I turned
and
the
yeah, that's
video and
pretty
just went
much how.
silent.
Yeah, that's how the Sopranos happened, and pretty much. But this is actually a prequel to the
Yeah.
Sopranos, and it's a great fucking story done by what's his face? I forget his name.
David Chase.
Yeah, David Chase. Great fucking storytelling again. Like David Chase knows how to tell a fucking story. He knows how to build characters and how to show you what the world is like and what family is like.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
why minus that last 30 seconds of the end of the finale, like that was just a great series,
yeah,
start to
yeah,
finish.
yeah. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that that I just keep saying um that it's not long enough. They should make this into a series.
Well,
They should continue this.
I heard that David Chase signed a deal with HBO for like something big. Um, and I know that that Michael Gandolfini wants to play him again.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be mad about it too, because
No, me neither.
he's one of the highlights of the movie. Um,
Yeah. Um, and I just remember him saying on like Instagram, with like a picture of the film, like, I don't know how you played Tony Soprano for this X amount of seasons. He's like, I played you for like 3 months and I'm exhausted.
yeah, yeah, he's fucking good, dude. It is a
Yeah,
really good fucking movie. Don't
yeah.
go in expecting like shoot 'em up, bang bang the whole time. It is your quintessential like gangster flick.
So it's like a crossbeat of like a Bronx Tale and Goodfellas, then.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
where
It's exactly what it is.
the violence is there, but the lead up is bigger.
Yes.
Where like
There's a
shit's
lot
about to
of lead up.
happen.
There's you automatically know, okay, yeah, shit's gonna go down, but
Yeah,
you have to wait for the shit to go down because there's a
like,
lot of story building.
and that's one of the best things about a Bronx Tale too. Is like, with the bikers in
Hmm.
that the cafe scene. It's like, like something's gonna happen, but you don't know what. And
Yep.
then like the one wrong move and one wrong word is said,
Hmm.
and then the fucking violence that took place.
Yep.
Or in Goodfellas, like, in Goodfellas, like when all of a sudden, like, the one the one, was it Murray, the one with the beard and the wig,
Hmm.
and like,
Yep.
yeah, and like all of a sudden out of nowhere, like the thing comes behind him and they choke him out
Yep.
the
Yep.
car.
It's very, very, very similar to that.
Nice.
There's a lot of good shit in this. And for those that are expecting just Tony Soprano the entire time, it's not Tony Soprano the entire time.
Right.
Um,
It's the build up of how he how he got into
yes,
the life and what
yes. But
took
the
place.
main
Yeah.
story behind all of this, first off, it's um, the the narrator for this entire thing is Christopher Moltisanti,
Right.
because the essential story in this is Moltisanti. He's the main characters in the entire thing. Um, because he is Tony's like he's his basically what the fuck you call it. He's his the person that he wanted to be the most like.
Right.
So they basically go through how he became who he became and how he became, the leader of it all. Because he is the leader of the whole crime family or whatever.
Now I'm not sure if I want to watch that tonight and watch Malignant tomorrow on a slew of horror
Right.
movies.
Yeah. It's really, really good, dude. Like, it's a great story. And like I said, if you're into the Sopranos, there's a lot of Soprano
Mm,
shit in there.
of course.
Um, The only thing that I'm not a big fan of, that like the reason why I want it to be a whole series is because there are a few characters that are intertwined into this
Okay.
that felt kind of slightly rushed because they wanted to make it just a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it doesn't make it any worse. So like if I were to give it like a rating, I'd give it like about a 4 out of 5, like 4.5 out of 5.
And
So it's a solid flick.
John Bernthal's in it too, right?
Yeah, John Berthal is Tony Soprano's dad.
Okay. Okay.
But he's in it for a little while because he winds up going to prison in the first. Well, spoilers.
Thank you.
But um, yeah, I'm sorry. I had, yeah, I was. The reason I said that is because I don't want you to expect him to be in the entire thing and then you'd be disappointed. But yeah, he's there. He's good. He's actually like in a good chunk of it, but like for
Okay.
a while he's not there. It is essentially, like I said, it is a multi-Santi movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's actually really good. It's a great story. You see all the characters that you know in The Sopranos, the older ones, in this, in their younger versions. So
Nice.
you see Big Pussy, you see fucking Sal, you see all of them.
That's
You see
great.
Junior,
Okay.
you see everybody. You see young Jackie, you see uh, Carmela, see everybody.
Nice.
Like I said,
Nice.
it's fucking good.
Nice.
It's really fucking good. And you see Ray Liotta in this movie as well. And his character is an asshole, but he's a good asshole.
Well, I feel like that's Ray Liotta in mob movie.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, look at Henry Hill. He was a fucking prick, but you loved
yeah,
him.
yeah. He is. He's fucking great, dude. He does his thing in these fucking mob movies, and I fucking love him, dude.
Meanwhile, like Ray Liotta's the Ray Liotta's the type of person that will take your cat out of the tree.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
Like
exactly.
you ever listen to him in interviews? He's like a
Yeah,
sweetheart.
yeah. He's the kindest, sweetest soul.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, check out the many saints of Newark. It's fucking good. Like I'm excited to actually watch it again. I really enjoyed it,
Nice.
and then this like because I watched it while I was at work, so I'm
Yeah, yeah.
doing work while I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, okay, I like
See,
this, I like this,
yeah,
I like this. I want to see this again.
yeah. Like that's how it was with Tenant for me. Like I'm watching it, I'm enjoying it, but I'm also doing dad stuff. So like it's work.
Hmm.
Um, it's good work
Yeah.
though. So like pause the movie, get him a snack. Pause the movie, change the diaper, and
Hmm.
uh, forget to pause the movie because every 30 seconds Charlotte learned how to pitch and she's throwing her fucking pacifier like a fucking professional baseball player.
Straight at your head.
More no, not at me. Straight like out of the little play area we have for them to like
Nice.
the other room.
Right.
Or and then it's like pause it, get a snack for me.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, it's that yeah, like so it's a movie like that is something that you have to like really watch a couple of times. Like you can't
Hmm.
because you can't what's call it? You
You
can't
can't
like
focus.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like there's a thing in Tenant where like with Robert Pattinson's character and something else with like the woman where it's like oh wait they were in the movie before because like it's that whole weird like back in time shit
Hmm.
and like there's
And that's what sucks about those time movies. You're
yeah
just like, why are you going back and forth so much? Like, I don't wanna go back
eh,
that much. I
yeah
want to
but then
focus on one thing.
but then you're like, oh, like I gotta rewatch that because I missed this
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
uh, and I'm sorry, yo, dude, to
Oh, what's
the
going on,
comment that
Jonathan
just came up.
Parker? Yes.
Sorry, we got into a rant, and well,
Yeah.
I did, and
It's
sorry.
all good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna definitely. I think I'm gonna watch that tonight, truthfully, and I'm gonna stick with like a batch of horror shit tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Un-
Leave the
unless I
horror
can,
for the weekend. Start it
yeah.
off with the Many Saints today.
And I'm gonna also try to find Venom. Let There Be Carnage. Hopefully, I
Yeah,
could find the file.
yeah.
Um,
I'm pretty sure you will. But
yeah,
like I said, like if what should I say it online? I don't give a fuck. Um, Finding things online when it's literally first came out, it's hard
it's
because
hard.
it's it's not on digital release yet. It's not on
Right.
full digital VOD and shit. So you're not gonna find a
Yeah.
really good file of it.
It's tricky.
It's gonna be like you're finding the bootlegs on the street.
Yeah. And it's weird. Like I use Cinema APK,
Hmm.
and like I'll click on Shang-Chi, and like the Marvel logo will come through, and
Hmm.
then it's Black Widow.
Of course, of course.
Or you click on something else, and it's like, yeah, like I was clicking on, I was looking for Venom, and the WB logo came up, and then it
Hmm.
turned red with WAG, and then I hear fucking Johnny Cash. I'm like, oh, this is Suicide Squad,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But which that's due for a rewatch too.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Jonathan saying that Predator 5 by the director of Cloverfield Lane. Yeah, we spoke about this a few weeks ago.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't remember what episode it was, but we did speak about that. But yeah, what we were talking about right now is the many scenes of
of
Newark.
Newark.
So go check that out.
Um,
And I guess that pretty much leads us into the geek news for the week.
yeah.
One other thing that I actually did watch before that, The Roads to the Top.
Right. Yeah. That's another thing I forgot to watch. Because like life.
Yeah, it's fucking good, dude. Like, granted, I'm a mark for wrestling now. Like, I fucking love AEW and love wrestling at the moment. You're also a mark for it as well.
Why do you
The
think
fact that
why do you think I lowered the camera?
yeah, I know. Yeah, you had to show off your markdom. But Roads to the Top is actually a reality show that follows Cody Rhodes and his wife Brandy Rhodes, uh, as both of them being executives in AEW,
Mm-hmm.
and Brandy, of course, she was pregnant, so basically follows her pregnant life, and it's a really good fucking show. Like, I'm not big into reality shows, but this is one reality show that I would actually watch because it also, like, not only is it a reality show, it shows you the whole behind the scenes of everything that is what wrestling how wrestling is that we don't really know of because
Yeah.
of
Like
course we're not professional wrestlers.
right. It's like, and that's what I like about heels is
Yeah,
like it shows you like the script writing and like the practice and
right.
because they actually did the research because CM Punk like actually like was one of the like coordinators on how to wrestle.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um.
one of
So
the quote unquote stunt coordinators and shit.
right. Right.
Yeah.
Um. So you were telling me the other day that like they there's something about like MJF on that.
Yeah. It was when they were doing the preview for the next week's episode or whatever, and of course MJF. For those that don't know, he's like a huge heel that isn't really a heel. Um, well, not that he just doesn't break kayfabe.
He doesn't break kayfabe. Like
Yeah,
at the as I've said in the past, and for those listening, that haven't heard the story before,
yeah,
the only time he broke character was very, very briefly, in literally the wink of an eye.
yeah.
Just like uh, we had, we had gotten a picture. My friend Danny and I. Danny
Mm-hmm.
was the guy I went to AEW last week with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's another mark for AEW.
Of
Like
course.
we both bought this hoodie, and like I picked up something from him yesterday. He drove by the house, and like I was like, "Oh, you're wearing my sweatshirt." So because we were both
Like,
because
no,
we were
it's
both
mine.
because it was cold out and or chilly out because it's starting to get fall weather and
Yeah,
like
sweater
we're both
weather.
wearing the AEWs. Yeah. So wow, I'm blanking what I was saying. Um, yeah, MJF. So we had this meet and greet with him at a toy fair. It was
Hmm.
him and Darby Allin because they were promoting their first pay per view. Was it All In?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all
Uh,
that was the
all
first
out.
big
Yeah.
AEW
Right.
pay per view.
Right. Which was like
Because
early
All In was the
March
one
or end
before
February.
AEW became AEW.
Right, right. So like they're promoting it, and they had like a meet and greet area, and MJF was cutting a promo with like the girl from TNT, and like every time he'd say a promo, it was like, "Oh, uh, can we redo this because you really shouldn't say that on TV?" And he'd find a way to make it work,
Hmm.
MJF style,
Yep.
because that's who he is. He just doesn't break.
Because he's a motherfucking pro, dude.
Yeah. Oh, one of the period best period heel period in the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Um, and then, or at least in the last like fucking 30 years. Uh, so like we did the meet and greet, and then the next day, right? The next day, uh, we were Danny and I were once again over by Jazzwares, because we had some other. I think that's like that was like the main spot at the Javits Center, like to meet up with like our group,
Hmm.
and like MJF was walking toward the area where he was doing more like meet and greets, and like we kind of do like I stare at him and he's staring down. He's like kind of like what the fuck you looking at,
Yeah.
MJF style thing.
Hmm.
And I knew like I wasn't like oh shit like this guy's gonna fuck me up. Like no, it was like this dude literally playing the bad guy off camera,
Hmm.
still being MJF, and like we kind of did like one of these like like this, and he literally just went and just winked,
Yep.
and I cracked a smirk. He cracked like a light smirk, and then he went into the booth, and I was like, okay, that was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Because like here he is, like like for like a split second broke kayfabe, but not with
Yeah.
words. A
Hmm.
slight literal blink and you'll miss it facial expression.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. So yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that he said on the show, on the preview for the show was basically like he was like, oh yeah, you guys are having a kid. Oh, congratulations. But honestly, like I knew this, but so like go fuck yourself or some shit like that. It's fucking funny. Like, why would you say something like that? Like, it's fucking good. Like, I liked it.
That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. And Jonathan Parker in the comments was asking, is Yellowstone a good show? It's coming to the Netherlands on the 6th of October. I don't know. I have never watched
I
Yellowstone.
I have never watched that either. That's the Kevin Costner show, right?
I believe so.
It looks good. It might make it to the list of shows that I'll eventually check out.
Hmm.
Just on my own because I like spaghetti western type things. I grew up
Right.
on them. Like my dad was a major aside from history buff, he was like always into the spaghetti westerns, and it's actually he's why I fell in love with the Magnificent Seven.
Okay. Okay.
He's why I fell in love with Silverado, The Unforgiven, like classic western movies.
Oh yeah, yeah. The good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like, um, so is Yellowstone a good show? I'm not sure. I will try to watch it, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm not aware because I never really like. I'm a fan of the westerns, but it's not something that I like. I'll put my time and efforts into
Right.
because uh, a lot of those stories are just very, very drawn out stories.
A lot of them can be. A lot of them can be. Uh, but I
Like I
mean,
think the last thing that was considered a western that I watched was the good, the bad, and the what is it the
the
Korean
good, the
one?
bad, and the ugly.
No, the Korean one.
Oh,
The
shit.
good, the bad, and the I was gonna say the good, bad, and the Korean, but that's not
Wow.
the name of it. Yeah. Um,
Was it Lone Wolf and Cub?
No.
No, that's more like samurai. Um, I'm blanking. But I mean, truthfully, one of the best Western movies out there ever is Blazing Saddles,
Mm-hmm. It
which,
really is.
which nowadays is a canceled movie because of all the racism.
Yeah, basically, it really is. Good, the bad, and the weird. Duh.
Okay, and
That's the name of it.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, it's a Korean Western. Pretty
Gotcha.
fucking good. Yeah. Uh, that's the I think that's pretty much the last one. Oh, and then of course the Hateful Eight and all that shit too. Um,
I never, which I never saw.
yeah, it's there.
Yeah,
Um,
I heard.
it's
And
there, and then of course the Walker Texas Ranger shit. But
oh, and how the fuck am I forgetting Django Unchained?
yeah, that one
I
too.
mean,
That
it's
one too.
kind. Well, that's then again, it's not really a western because it's more about slavery
Yeah,
and a free slave killing, you know,
yeah.
lots of killing to get his
Yeah.
lady back.
But it kind of feels like a western
I
because
guess.
it has its western feels, even though it is. And if you
Yeah.
think about it, like a lot of that shit was around that time too.
True point. True point.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess now we can get into the geek shit. We've drawn this out enough.
Right.
So let's get into the geek stuff. Something that's very, very, very I'm gonna say exciting to a few, so exciting to some. I've never really been a big fan of Babylon 5.
Yeah.
I've
Me neither.
honestly, I don't think I've ever watched an entire episode completely
Uh,
of Babylon 5.
you've watched more than I have.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I remember seeing a couple things here and there. I think I probably watched one episode or two episodes of it.
Okay.
But um, we got news this week that Babylon 5 is going to be getting a reboot for the CW,
Yeah.
and it's going to be headed by J. Michael Straczynski, who does a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
Um, and it's kind of exciting because I kind of want to see, I especially love sci-fi shit. Like sci-fi is my thing. Sci-fi and horror, like I love both of them. Um, but seeing that they're gonna reboot a series that was actually huge back in the day, people loved Babylon 5.
Like
Um,
because there was like the original and then like the reboot.
yeah,
Yeah. So that this been it's on a long like well, it was on a long time and it's so well loved by all the sci-fi nerds.
hmm yeah, it's actually like a huge fucking story that people fucking love, just like Star Trek.
Yeah.
It has a huge following. Like, of course, like I've said plenty of times, I'm not a big fan of Star Trek.
Me neither.
I'm more of a Star Wars person.
Me too.
But
Which technically Mandalorian's the last western because it's a space western.
yeah,
You
it is.
know,
You're right. You're right.
kind of is. Uh,
It really is
oh,
though. You're
and
not
so
wrong.
and if horror and sci-fi are your favorite your favorite genres, so Jason X would be your favorite horror movie.
Oh, that's a horrible one. But yeah,
I mean,
it tracks. It
it's
tracks. It tracks.
it tracks.
Yeah, it absolutely fucking tracks. Jesus Christ, you're horrible for that, right? I
I
appreciated
know, of course.
that.
You know,
Yeah,
and guys, it really is his favorite movie. Like
yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
he
It's
loves
my
it to
favorite.
death.
It's my favorite of the Jasons.
It,
It's
yeah,
I love having a psycho killer on a spaceship because it's so believable.
with their version of Bishop,
Yeah, yeah.
only done in
Oh
female.
boy. Yeah. Fucking good. So fucking good.
Yeah.
Something else that came out this week that I'm super fucking excited for. Um, Netflix acquired the rights to a bunch of Ronald Dahl's properties. So the
Nice.
dude that did
James and the Giant,
Coraline,
James and the Giant
James and
Peach.
Diane Peach, all those fantastic stories that we've known from when we were children,
Yeah.
is all coming to Netflix, and it's going to be like a whole universe thing, kind of like kind of like how Hulu did the whole Castle Rock series, which basically follows a bunch of the Stephen King stories, but in a whole universe that makes sense.
Which which I still gotta watch Castle Rock. It's something
Fucking
that's on
good.
my list of shows to watch.
Yeah, it's fucking good. Again, horror shit. um, but yeah, dude, I am excited for to see what they're gonna do with the whole Ronald Dahl um universe, because that's what they're kind of calling it, the Ronald Dahl universe,
Right, right.
and see how they tie in all the characters and how they bring it all to life, because it's gonna be all on Netflix, so it's gonna be pretty good. It's very fucking interesting. Um,
Nice.
yeah, that's fucking cool. Like I've always loved it. Matilda's one of the first characters that I remember in this whole Ronald Dahl universe
Okay.
when I was younger, because of course, she was cute back then. So I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I like it. Of course, it was back when I was young as fuck too. So like, you can't say like, oh yeah, I'm an old dude trying to fucking look at a little girl and the shit. No, I was a little boy. I was a little boy, a little tiny boy, a little tiny fat boy. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, uh,
Uh,
it looks fucking cool. I'm
yeah.
excited
I
to see
mean,
what they're gonna do with this.
how the hell am I forgetting the witches?
Yeah, and
Which, yeah,
well, yeah, it's fucking good. Like, granted, we had The Witcher recently, for what was it, HBO Max that did The Witches, the remake of it.
yeah. Which,
Um,
no, no.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, he also did the whole Fantastic Mr. Fox and fucking Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So
Another one. Like, I must be tired if I'm blanking on fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
yeah, yeah. So very, very, very cool. There's still a lot more, of course, but those are some of the few that are pretty fucking dope.
Charlie,
But
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with his asshole grandfather.
yeah, 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 absolutely.
Like, oh, a yellow ticket, and he's spry.
Uh-huh. Yep. Then some other shit that came out. We spoke about we slightly spoke about this a few
We've
weeks ago.
yeah, we spoke about this twice before now over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. We officially got we heard that Nintendo was doing an animated Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, wrong Mario.
Yeah, wrong Mario. Mario. But we originally said that it was going to have Sebastian Maniscalco playing Mario,
Right.
and that is completely incorrect. Yeah.
Because
We got word of the real cast in this. Um, Sebastian Maniscalco is in this, but
wait,
he's
he's
not
not
Mario.
Mario.
Uh, who's going to be in this? Playing Mario is going to be Chris Pratt.
Which that's getting a lot of flack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not really Italian. I don't know. But I don't see why they're gonna bitch about it so much. But whatever, it's a fucking movie. Then also playing Luigi, we got fucking uh Charlie Day. It's fucking great.
And
I want to see this.
and considering how great they work together in the Lego movie.
Yeah, fucking good.
Spaceship.
Yeah, I want this. I want this so bad. Then you got
Spaceship.
fucking
Spaceship.
Seth Rogen playing fucking Donkey Kong. Why is Donkey
That
Kong in this? I don't know, but
well,
I like
I,
it.
well, I mean, technically Mario showed up in he was in Donkey Kong first.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're
So
right.
it kind of has to be a thing. It's tied together.
I
Um,
guess. I guess you're right. But
but
yeah, dude.
like that's actually perfect casting for me.
Yeah.
Like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another person that's fucking great is Keegan Michael Key. He's gonna be playing Toad, which is
Okay,
exciting.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. And then there's also Fred Armisen playing Cranky Kong.
Okay, I
Yeah.
can see that too.
Yeah. Sebastian Maniscalco was actually playing Spike. I guess this is one of Koopa's kids or whatever.
Okay,
Uh, Kevin Michael Richardson is playing Kamek.
okay.
Yeah.
He's,
And
he's another really talented voice actor.
yeah. And then Taylor Joy is playing Princess Peach.
Right, she's was she the Queen's Gambit girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Bowser is played by Jack Black.
That's just great.
Yeah. So it's a fantastic fucking cast for this. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to see where
I'm
this is
excited.
gonna go.
I'm excited too. Like, who cares that Chris Pratt's not not Italian and he's playing Mario?
Yeah.
It's like,
He can't say it's a me. It's even if he does,
like,
he did it online recently, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?"
but like, are they forgetting that fucking atrocity of a live action movie in the '90s?
That was super fun, dude. Shut up.
But oh, it's a guilty pleasure film for me. But
Yeah,
like, fucking Bob Hoskins was Mario. He's
yeah,
British.
yeah.
Well,
He's
he was
bad
British.
British
He
too.
died. And
He
like,
yeah, he was bad British. Whatever.
and John Leguizamo. I mean, maybe he's part Italian, but he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, he's Spanish as fuck.
Yeah, like,
From Queens.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder now in this new movie, are they gonna be Mario and Luigi Mario?
Oh, that would be fantastic. So good. That would be so good.
uh,
That'd be a great callback.
fucking let us not forget Dennis Hopper,
Hmm.
the late great Dennis Hopper, who
Oh
phoned in
yeah.
his performances.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Like, one of the, I don't know if it was, so speaking of Dennis Hopper, to jump off the Super Mario topic for a minute, like, Dennis Hopper, one of his worst best performances ever was that of his character in Speed,
Yeah.
because the way, I don't know if it was edited poorly or his acting or just a crossbreed between the
A
two.
little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Yeah, because like, um, the movie is fresh in my mind because it was one of the movies I watched in the living room of the hotel room in Chicago after Megan and the kids were asleep.
Hmm.
Because that was cool because I had like the separate bedroom and I could shut the door and watch HBO. And so I'm watching Speed and like just Dennis Hopper's performance, like the way of the future, haha, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and like his performance was so phoned in, or like way to go, Jack, way to go, and then like splices. I don't know if it was just his poorly phoned in acting or if it was the editing or a combo of the two. So,
Or even just
no,
him not giving a fuck about it.
him not giving it, pay me, motherfucker. That's it.
Yeah. Give me my money. I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm gonna say this the way I want to fucking say it.
Hmm.
And I might not even say what you got it on the paper. I'm gonna fucking do
And
what the fuck I want.
like, so then fast forward to, or I forget what year, or was it around the same time when that movie came out, Mario?
Give or take, yeah.
Um, give or take. But like, he basically played like the I don't give a fuck. Just let me just I'm gonna go act and pay me and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like fuck you,
So
pay me. Yeah.
yeah. So like that atrocity known as the Super Mario Brothers movie. Uh,
That's fair.
yeah.
I'll
But
take it.
like, so like maybe you gave that one a chance. Give this one a chance.
Oh yeah.
It's the point I'm pretty making here. But
Yeah. And then also
it's,
like it's animated, so there's just voices, dude. Like
yeah.
voices
So
of
like
fictional characters. Again, fictional fucking characters.
fictional fucking characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's a guy and his brother who are plumbing and go into this weird world that they go through drain pipes, collect coins, kill Goombas.
Yeah. Kill mushrooms that walk.
Kill mushrooms that walk, but literally known as a Goomba.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna be like, "Oh, Chris Pratt is not Italian."
Yeah. Yeah.
Go back and read the backstory of the Mario Brothers, script, the game script, and it falls into the depiction of what the Japanese creators depict white American as.
Yep.
It falls into that. Like, look at every mid boss in every fighting game that is a white dude with like blonde hair and blue eyes, but looks Japanese.
Yep.
And you're gonna complain about Chris Pratt in a voice acting role.
Yeah. For a cartoon.
For a cartoon. So yeah.
Shut the fuck up, you. That's it.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut
the fuck up.
Yeah.
And just fucking watch the film.
Yep. Sit the fuck down and shut up.
Yeah, sit the fuck down and shut up. That's basically it.
I think that's gonna be the episode title. Sit down and shut up. Yeah, not the fuck down, because you can't really put the fuck down, but sit down and shut up.
Sit down and shut up.
Yeah. I like it.
We'd have to put the end because we don't want to copyright "Sit Down, Shut Up," the old Fox 5 cartoon.
Yeah.
Which that was the one that had like the live action scenes in the background. That was a great animated series.
It was.
But yeah, sit down, shut up, and watch some fucking Mario.
Yep.
or we're gonna get
me, Princess got some Luigi coming too on top of that too.
Or we're gonna get our Mario to voice the character.
Oh, that'd be great.
Right? Yeah. You're like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, butter. Then some other news. Something that came out last week. Something that was somewhat interesting. Also, like, do they really need to do this?
Right.
Marvel suing so that way they can keep the rights for the Avengers and other properties. Because they're pretty much running out of time to make stuff for these characters.
Yeah.
So they're planning on suing. Not that planning. They're suing the people that created these characters. So the family of Stan Lee and the family of Steve Ditko and stuff like that on keeping the rights for the Avengers and Captain America and all these characters. That technically, like, if you really think about it, like, some of these characters are already dead in the MCU, so you don't really need them in the MCU.
Right. I mean, like Iron Man, where he's in it in like flashback and What If.
Yeah.
But he's died like every time on the series.
Yeah. Every single time.
He was snuffed out in the What If the Avengers didn't happen. He was snuffed out on Wednesday's episode with Ultron.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to talk about Ultron earlier.
Oh right, yeah. So that I told you I'd blurt out something else that I watched. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. We keep going.
Yeah. He's dead in the MCU. He's just a flashback in like artwork and in name only.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man Far From Home, like, he had a plane that had tech that was basically making Spider-Man's black and red suit.
And
like, he's only in like voice now, really. Or like, not voice, but like spoken about because we still have Jon Favreau. But also now, like, we technically are getting another Iron Man. We're getting Ironheart for Black Panther 2. We don't need Chris Evans Captain America anymore because we have Sam Wilson.
Yep.
We
don't need fucking Iron Man anymore because, like I said, we have her.
Yeah.
We technically don't really need Spider-Man because they might bring in Miles Morales in this one.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And
The
because
whole multiverse is open.
yeah, like I know we're getting this Spider-Man movie coming out in December, but this
Hmm.
is the last on paper. This is the last contract movie with Tom Holland
Yep.
because
For Marvel.
for Marvel,
Yeah.
the kid will play Spider-Man until he's like not aged out, but
Right.
um, because I know he loves doing it. Um,
Or
but
does he though? Because I read somewhere online that he's asking for like a lot of fucking money to continue to be fucking Spider Man.
hmm, well then maybe have Peter B. Parker
Right.
or as you said, Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Um, do a live action Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
You know, Miguel Miguel
Or
O'Hara,
Scarlet, or fucking Scarlet Spider, or
right? Or Spider Gwen, or
hmm
the you
they're
know
the they're endless. Or make a whole fucking series on fucking Spider Ham.
that would be great. And
So
just
many fucking things that we can go into. So many Spider-Mens in the Spider
there's
Universe.
there's literally a whole there's literally a whole comic book series about the Spider Verse.
Yeah.
There's
Yep.
multiple issues from like
Yep.
circa 2012, 13.
Yep.
Um, so like or just do eliminate the men and do Silk.
Yeah. Which is already in the works. We've spoke
Right,
about
right.
it.
So do Silk. Like I said, do Spider Gwen. As you said, do Scarlet Spider.
Hmm.
Um,
So much shit. There's,
you have
there's
so
there's
much
so
shit.
many properties.
Yeah.
So many
So like,
properties. Period within the Marvel comic book universe. I think they can easily be done into the cinematic stuff.
right,
No matter how you look at it,
like if you look at it now, Phase One, Phase Two, Phase Three, Phase Four. Right. Phase Four is the
is
current
what
one.
we're in right now.
Yeah. So like, we had our moments with these characters.
Yeah.
We had our first three Iron Man movies. We had our first three Captain America movies.
Hmm.
We had our first three Avengers movies.
Yep.
Well, four really,
I
but
guess
yeah,
if you
because
consider Age of Ultron the Avengers movie, sure.
I mean it counts. Um, but you had Robert Downey Jr. for literally 9 appearances,
Yep.
right? So
What a good 10 years worth of fucking
yeah, like
everybody.
everybody,
Everybody's in there for at least 10 years.
and like give these actors a break. They want to go do other properties,
Yep. And not
like
have to worry about confiding just to
right,
do whatever you want them to do.
right. I mean the only one that wants to play the character forever is Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
but
he,
like
if you really think about it, that's his character is technically immortal. So
yeah, um, yeah, because we had Robert Downey for his first three movies,
hmm
uh,
all the
Civil
Avengers
War,
movies.
and then four Avengers movies,
Hmm.
and then an appearance in Spider Man.
A cameo in pretty much everything. He's
Yeah,
he's pretty much showed up in everything.
he's pretty much showed up in everything, and like so, like let him go
Yeah.
do other properties. Like we all want, fucking Sherlock Holmes 3.
Yeah. We
You
all
know,
want that.
yeah. But were you just being like sarcastic with that one?
I was.
Oh,
Absolutely. I'm glad you
okay.
noticed that one.
Because Steve's favorite movie is Jason X. Just remember that.
Yeah, yeah. It's my
Fo-
absolute favorite.
Followed up by Doolittle with Downey.
What?
Yeah.
I actually haven't even I saw the trailer. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude?
It's like no thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Um,
I don't even think it's on streaming anywhere.
no, it's actually premiering on HBO tonight, I think.
Get the fuck out. Okay.
Because like when I was flipping through YouTube TV, I discovered that I have HBO on YouTube TV, like regular HBO, not Max, and like
Of course.
it was like, oh, It was like Doolittle with Downey. I was like, oh no, no, I'm good.
I'll pass.
I'll pass.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I think the lawsuit is bullshit.
yeah. It's
I
it's
just
it's a money grab.
it is a money grab.
Yeah. Then the next thing that came out this week, well, last it wasn't this week, it was last week, whatever.
This was like a
Um,
week ago.
yeah. Uh, we finally got a trailer for a bit of a teaser trailer for Neil Gaiman's and Netflix's now, uh, The Sandman, which is a fantastic fucking series, a fantastic comic series, great fucking
Never.
storytelling by Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman's fucking an
Neil
amazing
Gaiman's
fucking
great.
writer.
Fucking
But we got the first trailer for what we've been talking about for quite some time of the Sandman, and of course it is just a teaser,
mm-hmm.
but it is a fantastic fucking teaser.
That's dope.
It's fucking cool. Like we get to see basically them calling out for fucking Dream, because it's like that's the whole time they're playing the whole Mr. Sandman bringing a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's fucking great, dude. You just see like there's a lot of lore in it. There's a lot of like, oh, everybody's knows of the Sandman and stuff like that, and then we actually get to see him actually show up, and it's fucking cool. Like I'm very excited to see what the series is going to be doing and when it's coming out. Like I want it now. Like, I want it.
Yeah.
It's exciting shit, dude. Like I'm a fan of Neil Gaiman shit. Like all the things that have been converted into TV for
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman is actually really fucking good.
Like right, fucking Good Omens.
Good Omens is awesome.
It was great. I mean, it's getting a fucking second season,
Yeah,
which
Good
was
Omens is fucking great.
which that's a show that you didn't need a second season, but I'm
Yeah,
glad we're getting a second season.
for sure.
Um,
The other one who fucking what was the other one? Uh, New Gods. New Gods is a comic book.
oh,
It's on
shit,
like Cinemax or some shit. God damn it.
American Gods.
American Gods. Yes. That's another
Which
fantastic fucking show. Again, like I say this all the fucking time. I don't finish books. Never do I finish books. But New Gods is one of the only books that I've gone through completely.
which what I like about um what I like about that uh with Good Omens, right? In the last episode, the military dude guarding the area
Hmm.
is reading American Gods.
Yep.
So that's all tied in. And
Yeah.
fucking uh fuck, how am I forgetting that Lucifer was based
Yep.
off Neil Gaiman's Vertigo?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
like
It is. Yeah. It all falls within the DC
it,
universe.
yeah. Um so yeah, that's fucking dope that we're getting a Sandman
Yeah.
live action.
Yeah. It looks fucking cool. I'm very excited for it. But the biggest thing that I was excited for that came out this week, like I saw this shit like fucking 8 times, and I was like, oh my fucking god, I want this now. We got just a tease because, of course, we don't have a full trailer for it. But this
Right.
tease was just good enough
This was great. That's yeah. Fucking
because I've been a fan of Cowboy Bebop for quite some time.
I've
Because I
never
remember
watched.
watching this.
I've never watched it.
I've watched
You said
Cowboy Bebop a bazillion times because it was always on Adult Swim.
right. That I knew about.
It was always on Adult Swim. So even though when I was younger, I never really watched it all in order because, of
Yeah.
course, it's one of those stories that you don't necessarily need to watch in order because just like fucking like Firefly, it's a space opera type thing. Like not
Yeah.
that the opera, it's like a space western. There you go again, back with the western shit, the space western. Um, that's what the series was to me. So like everything you could watch it, and then you could just sit down and watch something else, and then you can watch the next episode, and then after a while you start to see where everything ties in.
Okay.
So for this teaser that we just got the opening sequence for the live action Cowboy Bebop that's coming to Netflix, and oh my god,
It looks
um,
fucking great.
not only is it super colorful, super bright,
Mm-hmm.
it has the same theme song that is in the anime,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it's also filmed in the exact same way and laid out the exact same way that the that it is on the cartoon on anime. It looks fucking amazing, dude.
And this was like super delayed too because not only about the pandemic, but John Cho hurt himself
Yeah,
filming the series.
yeah,
So like they filmed whatever they could around him, of course, but like yeah, like what do you like tear his ACL or something like that?
yeah,
It was something like really
yeah.
brutal.
Because he actually did his stunts. This is one of the
Yeah,
first roles that he did that he actually did stunts for.
because
Granted,
you
like
can't
he's done a bunch of shit, but like
because
he didn't really fucking do like real physical stuff.
you can't count lighting up joints and
Yeah,
going to and eating White Castle as
yeah,
stunts.
yeah. Well, I guess going to White Castle is a bit of a stunt
It is trying to find
because
one. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially in Jersey because Jersey is weird.
yeah.
Um, but
To quote MJF, it's the armpit of America.
yeah,
That's still
yeah.
one of my favorite lines
It's
from
fucking
MJF.
great. It's fucking great. Um,
um, but no, I'm excited for this.
dude, it looks
I
fucking
mean,
good.
like going into this blind because again, like I said, I never watched the anime, but I'm excited for this because like it just looks really fucking good.
Yeah, like if you watch it side by side with the original opening, you're like, this shit, this shit tracks, dude. This shit is fucking like the youth would say, like this shit fucks, dude.
Oh,
I'm super fucking excited for it. Like I am very, very. I can't wait. I can't wait for this. Like, granted, it could just be absolute big old dog pile of shit, but like the fact that it's sticking to the original and making the original actually make you want to watch the original and to go into seeing this, I'm like, I want to see this even more
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because it kind of made me want to go back and see the original. Like I want to go see it. I want to see how it compares to the old one.
Okay.
I want to see how it all fits and how some of the characters are gonna fit and how things are gonna work out for the show. So yeah, I want to see this. I want to see this now. I really do. I really fucking do. Um,
Comes out what next year, right?
it comes out at the end of this year, I believe.
End of this year. Okay.
Yeah, let me check again. I'll play this trailer in my ears. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. It comes out in fucking November.
Oh, okay. So it's like
November
next month.
19th.
So
Yes.
it's like yeah, it's like a little over a month away.
Yeah. Very fucking excited. Arr! Another month away. Cannot wait. Super fucking excited. Is there anything else you want to add? Because I'm pretty sure we're pretty much done for the week. You got anything
I
else you
think
want to add?
no, I got nothing. I think we
Okay.
covered a lot.
Yeah, we've covered a good amount of shit because we've gone on for just about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, I'll mention one thing which I think
Yes.
is
What you
pretty
got?
funny. Um, so Daniel Craig finally found out that his "Ladies and Gentlemen, the Weekend"
Uh-huh.
from
Uh-huh.
SNL was a viral meme.
That's hilarious.
Um, how it's like used every Friday on Facebook and Twitter
Yep.
and Instagram,
Yep.
and so like yeah, so the fact that like he finally um
He finally realized that it was
He
being
finally
used.
realized someone pointed it out to him, saying, "Hey, did you know that
People use this all the time.
people use it?" Yeah, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, that's brilliant!" Like
Yeah,
he wasn't mad about it. He was
it
like
fits.
loving it
Yeah, it fucking
because
fits,
yeah,
dude.
it
Like,
fits.
how can you
Ladies
not?
and gentlemen, the weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
um,
pretty hilarious, though.
yeah. I thought that was really
Like
funny.
like the first time I saw it, I was like, this is fucking great. Then I see it every other week. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I don't want to see
Hmm.
that again. No, but it's one of those things. You're just like, damn, it fits so well because of course he hosted SNL and he has that voice. And you're just like, I want to hear him do just about anything. And the fact that he
Mm-hmm.
was actually introducing the artist the weekend on SNL, it's like, fuck,
Perfect.
dude, this is perfect. That's who doesn't want to hear fucking James Bond tell you like, yo, like, it's
Mm-hmm.
time to chill the fuck out.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that pretty much wraps it up for the week. So go to InnerCityGeeks.net where we got a whole bunch of shit. And of course, we got this show. We got It's Popping. We got Bright Today Presents. We got the ICGPW Slamcast. See, I said it right this week.
Wow, you said it
Uh,
right this week. You couldn't say it. You couldn't say it right last week on the fucking episode talking about AEW.
yeah, episode that we were talking about wrestling for the entire time. About wrestling. Um, but yeah, we got that. We got good games. We got uh, Comics of War, Manga Time, Anime World. Um, uh,
That's a lot of shit.
yeah, a lot of fucking shit. So make sure you go to Inner City Geeks. Oh, Inner City Geeks Turntable was another fantastic fucking show. Where me and Charlie were talking about musics and stuff. Um, so go check that out. All those shows, all up on InnerCityGeeks.net. Uh, then on there, you can also find links to some awesome fucking places. You get some awesome fucking shit. Um, you go to Amazon, of course. You click that link, go to Amazon, get some cool shit on Amazon, or you get a first free month of Amazon Prime. Because who
Mm-hmm.
doesn't need Amazon Prime?
Get your shit sometimes like same day.
Yeah, yeah. I got a fucking a car mount in the same day. I ordered it in the morning. I got it
Mm-hmm.
in the afternoon.
Perfect.
Fucking great. I was like, yes. Now I can put it on the car when I had one. Um, then there's also you can also get to watch free shit on Amazon Prime on the videos and shit. Prime Video, you can
Mm-hmm.
get a bunch of fucking free shit on there. So go do all that shit. You watch Good Omens on there, or a bunch of movies that are on there as well,
Or the boys.
or The Boys. That's right. Yes, so much shit on there. Go check
So
all
much
that shit
fucking
out.
shit.
So much shit on Amazon's. But you click that link and we get credit for it because we like to help you out, so you can help us
Mm-hmm.
out. It's a win-win. And it's not an extra charge for you unless you actually get a whole subscription for it. But yeah, go check out Amazon on that link, and it'll be awesome. And thank you if you do. But also, we got some other places you go on there. You got So Sick Clothing Company, where you get pretty cool shirts, hats, hoodies, uh, video game stuff. Um, for geeks by geeks. So check out Soul Sick Clothing Company, SOESIC clothing.co, and type in Inner City Geeks for 15% off of your entire purchase. Then there's also some beardly goodness. I have a pretty decent beard here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then check them out. They got a lot of cool shit on there. They got some beard balms, beard butters, beard oils, some beard tools, all really dope scents. And also, they also, even if you're not into the scents, you can get some neutral shit. So like stuff that doesn't have any scents. So you're allergic to smells and stuff, you can get some stuff on
Mm-hmm.
there too. So at checkout, type in ICG10 for 10% off of your entire purchase. And then we got all that. Then there's another one, which is a cbdMD, which you get some CBD stuffs on there. Then there's the final place and the dopest place. Sideshow Collectibles. Get some pretty dope fucking toys there, dude. Not just regular toys, but you also get like massive statues.
Oh yeah.
Massive fucking statues.
They always have like a big dominance at conventions, so you get to see all their shit.
Yeah. Like they have the life-size Iron Man, and I'm like, I would get that if like I was just a bazillionaire.
Yeah.
If I had a lot of money to waste, I would get that. Yeah. But they got a lot of cool shit there, even like decently priced stuff that's actually like pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of cool shit there. So go check out Sideshow Collectibles. And then places that you can listen to this show. You can listen to us. Of course, you're listening to us already. But you could also listen to us on SoundCloud, on Stitcher Radio, as well as on Google Podcast, and on motherfucking Spotify. I fucking love that place. I listen to everything on there.
Spotify's great.
Yeah, Spotify's fucking fantastic. So check that out. Then you can find us on the socials, on the Facey Space, so facyspace.com/InnerCityGeeks, on Twitter at InnerCityGeeks, on Instagram at InnerCityGeeks. And where can we find you, sir?
You could find me trying not to like slide out of this fucking uncomfortable chair for a ridiculous amount of weeks in a row.
You need to get like fucking sticky pads so you can just sit there and get stuck to your fucking seat.
Pretty much.
Or just tape yourself in.
Velcro.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
Motherfucking Velcro.
Yeah, you can find that on Amazon.
You can. You can find me. You can find me on social media, of course. You can find me on Twitter at BRI_2J. You can find me on Instagram, both at Bri2J or Bri2J Presents. Go to Bri2JPresents.com. Check out my shit. There's new content eventually coming sooner than later. There's what you call it? The next thing I'm gonna review is the NECA Toys Goliath from Gargoyles that I just got yesterday.
It's so cool.
It's fucking massive.
So fucking cool.
The wingspan is like. Trying to like get a camera here. It's like fucking. I want to say
you can just say the measurements.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just judging it by my hand. It's about a foot. The wingspan open is like a foot, and
that's fucking badass, dude.
It's dope. It's a great piece. So I'm gonna review that. Probably gonna do that tomorrow since I have the house to myself.
Nice.
Yeah. So look forward to that. And yeah, check out my channel. Check out check out my YouTube and like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, where can I find you? Where can we find you?
You guys can find me on the Instagram and the Twitters at Mr. Jackal, MasterJackal. That pretty much wraps it the fuck up for this week. It's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of an episode.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for, taking the time out, even though you're probably not listening to this entire thing at once. You're probably just, pausing and going back and pausing and going back. Well, as long as you listen, that's all that really matters. But thank you guys for listening once again.
Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, thank you for sticking around all the way to the end. Then you get to hear me say, don't be a dick. But always remember that the geeks shall inherit the earth.